If you can dream it, it can become your reality. Welcome to Dreamcatchers, where we meet entrepreneurs who have left their home country to move to Costa Rica and start a business in paradise. These are real people and their real stories behind following their dreams to a little Central American paradise and how they made it work despite the odds. Welcome to Dreamcatchers Costa Rica.
We're here today at Instituto Estelar Bilingue, interviewing my great friend, Bethany Kirk. Bethany started this amazing language school from scratch, so we're going to talk to her and find out what it takes to have a successful business here in Paradise. So, Bethany, can you tell me when you moved to Costa Rica?
I moved here in 2007, so I just had my 13th anniversary.
Wow. Why did you move to Costa Rica, and how did you come about knowing about the country, and did you visit multiple times beforehand?
I moved to Costa Rica because it's a Spanish-speaking country. I wanted to practice my Spanish, and it was the only country that my husband at the time would agree to because of the reputation that Costa Rica has of being so safe and incredibly diverse, because he's an avid bird watcher. So yeah, that's why we decided to come to Costa Rica. We did not visit before coming down. We took 2 years to save up money and get out of debt, and then we sold everything we had and we moved here. And we didn't have jobs lined up or anything like that. We just did it, and it worked out. We just figured we could live anywhere for a year, and that was true for me.
That's great.
Yeah.
What inspired you to start the Instituto Estelar Bilingue?
Kind of a flash of insanity, I guess. I went through kind of a personal crisis, I guess, a medical scare, and when I came out of that clear and everything is good, I just realized I need to take more risks in life and make the most out of this life. And it was something that my dad is an entrepreneur, and he had been on me for years about starting my own business because I work really hard. I'm like a workhorse, and I was working for other businesses, and I was essentially running the show. Well, I wasn't running the whole show, but I was running a good deal of their language programs. And so my dad was like, you know how to do this, you should do it on your own. And I kept saying, no, I'm not a business person. I'm a teacher, and I don't even like business people. So, but I don't know, in that moment in 2010 when I came out of this kind of scare, a medical scare, I realized I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to do it.
It was good advice.
Yeah.
What does the Institute offer to your clients?
Well, we offer language courses in English to our local community, and people all around Guanacaste come here to learn English. And we offer Spanish classes to people coming from the United States or Europe, Canada, anywhere. Japan, Korea. We've had people from all kinds of countries coming here to immerse themselves in Spanish. Awesome. But I like to think that we offer people a chance to develop their personal potential, because we offer, tours and volunteer opportunities, intercultural exchanges, so they're meeting people from here, and people from here are meeting foreigners, and so that's a great way to put yourself out of your comfort zone and grow.
Absolutely. Can you tell me what your hours of operation are?
We're open 6 days a week. Monday through Friday is the Spanish program, and Tuesday through Saturday is the English program. So during the week, we're here till 9 p.m. at night, and we open at 7:30 in the morning. So we're here a lot.
That's all, I can see that. That's good, though. It gives a wide variety to be able to cater to everybody.
Yeah.
Why did you ultimately decide on being in Liberia?
I had a boyfriend who lived in Liberia, so I started visiting Liberia a little bit to visit him. And that's when I realized this town is really cool. It's got all these historic buildings. It's very authentic, very, very Costa Rican. I have to speak Spanish here. I like that for people coming to learn Spanish, so they really have to immerse themselves. I liked that it's so close to an international airport, just 10 minutes outside of town. We're really close to beaches, but we're not on the beach, so when you're on the beach, most people speak English. There's a lot of tourism, a lot of tourists. So this is more off the beaten path, which is what a lot of our students, our Spanish students, are looking for, something real. And also we're right in the heart of Guanacaste, so national parks are just in our backyard for hiking in the rainforest and swimming in waterfalls, rivers, hot springs. It's amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What are the challenges that you've encountered starting a business here?
Yeah, because we're not going to say it's all easy. It's certainly a challenge and it's fun. I really like what I do. I'm very passionate about it, so I don't mind working really hard and seeing my vision come to fruition is just awesome. But yeah, there have been some challenges along the way. I'd say the biggest challenge is just learning how things are done in Costa Rica. I already spoke Spanish when I started the company, so that for most business people coming from a foreign country, I'd say that's number one. You got to learn Spanish.
I agree.
But the next thing is you've got to learn the laws. And so I've learned the hard way that things don't work the way they do in the States. And why should I assume they did? But I just didn't think about it that much. And I thought, and I've tried to be generous and I've tried to do things, from a good place in my heart. But in the end, sometimes those things get turned against me and people want more money. And so I've had a few lawsuits and things like that, but I've learned a lot from them, and luckily nothing's been too crazy. But so yeah, my biggest challenge has been that, and realizing that I need to have somebody who serves as a counselor for me, to guide me with contracts and vacation and how to pay this and how to deal with sick leave and just all that kind of stuff is super important.
I agree. Despite the challenges, are you happy that you started your language school?
Oh yeah, absolutely. This has been such an amazing experience. It's been the project of my life. So I think it's always something that I'll be proud of, that, okay, I was able to do that. I didn't do it alone. I've got a great team, and every teacher and every student who's come here and contributed something. Everybody contributes something. People are always giving me ideas, and I like to be very open to that, and if it's something that I can do, we do it, So, yeah, I don't regret it at all.
Awesome. Did you ever dream that your school would be so popular?
Yes, I did. I did dream that my school would be this popular and more popular. I dream every day. I think from the moment I started the school, I try every day to visualize my school full of people, every classroom full of Spanish students and English students, full of happy teachers, happy students, happy employees, everybody getting along, in fact, I try to envision my company with, that there's love in the building, there's gratitude, there's joy, and there's abundance. Yeah. So these are things that, I don't know if all the envisioning worked. I think it does, and so I keep doing it.
Do you speak Spanish?
Yes.
Yeah.
By the time I started my school 9 years ago, I would say I was fluent in Spanish. I was dreaming in Spanish, and I realized, okay, I think I can say I'm bilingual now, because in most situations I can communicate. But that doesn't mean that I don't have a big fat gringa accent, and that sometimes I'm in situations where I don't know the vocabulary, like at the mechanic, or getting something hemmed at a seamstress, suddenly I'm a beginner again. But yeah, I speak Spanish, and it's essential for having a business here.
I agree with you. Can you tell me about your background?
Okay, I'm from California. I have a bachelor's degree in physical education, another bachelor's in Spanish, and I have a master's in teaching English as a second language. So I consider myself really lucky because I'm using my degrees, all of them, every day, even physical education, because our teaching style is very dynamic, very physical. Get up and move and do things. And that's part of what makes us successful, actually. I'm from a big family, 6 kids. I'm one of 6.
Oh.
So my parents didn't come visit me till I was here for 7 years.
Oh my gosh.
And I had 2 siblings here teaching English, and you met my sister.
Yeah, I did.
And you met my brother, I think.
I did?
Yeah.
I met your brother.
And so, so that's, in California, I was a teacher. I taught middle school, high school, and university for about 8 or 9 years before moving to Costa Rica. And of course, since moving here, it's only been teaching ESL, which I absolutely love. It's the easiest and the funnest thing to teach, even though funnest is not a word probably, but it's so fun.
How do you do it all? The big question.
Well, I have a good team. I have a great team. I have people who, I can send message to and say, do this, do that, please. Always try to be nice about it, but there's a lot of delegating going on. I do have a lot of energy, and I have a lot of drive, a lot of passion for what I do, so that helps keep me going. But on Sundays, my day off, I crash and I recoup, and that's how I keep going.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What is your vision for Instituto Estelar Bilingue in the future?
I envision Instituto Estelar Bilingue just continuing to be a successful business, hopefully growing more. Right now we have a few classrooms we're not using yet, and I want those to be full. Who knows if someday we would open another branch or something like that. I've even considered a totally different route of selling my company at some point, to just have a more relaxed existence here in Costa Rica. So I don't really know. But even if it's not me running it, if somebody else buys it, then I hope that they just continue the path.
For sure.
Yeah,
that's great. How has Costa Rica changed over the years for you? And do you find it harder to live here now than it did 13 years ago?
Well, that's a big question. When Costa Rica feels hard for me to live in, and I'm having those days when I think, what am I doing here? When you're standing in line for the bank, and you're just like, I just lost 2 hours. But I think, just reminding myself that I live in paradise. If I need a day off and I can just take it, I can go to the beach and remember why I am in Costa Rica. I don't think it's gotten harder. If anything, it's probably gotten easier because you just get used to everything the way it is and you adapt. And you still hate certain things about it, but you love other things, so, And because of my work, I'm constantly reminded from people who are coming from the States or coming from Europe to study here, I'm reminded that it's good here. Like, I have it really good. It's very relaxed. I see people coming here and they're all stressed out about the politics in the States, for example. And I just think, I really disconnected a lot from that. And I'm a lot happier, I think, as a result. I don't know if I fully answered that question.
You did. I think you did.
It's okay.
No, did you find it easier or harder? But I think we all realize that there is no utopia, and we're here living in a place that could be a lot worse. We're lucky.
Yeah.
We're lucky. And I have those days too, where sometimes you just want to get out of the country for a few days, but then you come back and you feel like you're at peace, like, hey, I'm back here because this is where home is now. So that's awesome. I just want to thank you so much for taking the time to interview with me, and I love learning about your school, and I hope that you just keep going full steam ahead with everything that you have going, and I'm sure you will. So congratulations, it's a super accomplishment what you've done.
Well, thank you, and thank you to your awesome company, Blue Water Properties, for the exposure. This is amazing what you're doing, and I always watch you on Instagram, Facebook, and I'm just in awe. So thank you for the opportunity. I'm honored.
Thanks, man.